I thought I was having a stroke when I read the title of this paper, but these are real terms, and their origin is genius. And kind of insane too. When we want to analyze the structure of an audio recording, we often start with something called a Fourier transform, moving from the time domain into the frequency domain. The resulting magnitude spectrum helps us identify certain patterns in the audio signal. It also makes many mathematical operations easier to work with. But what if we want to examine patterns in the spectrum itself? This is exactly what mathematicians Kenneth Bogart, Michael Healy, and John Tukey wanted to tackle in their now famous paper, the quiefrency analysis of time series for echoes. They found that echoes and delays cause certain ripples in the magnitude spectrum to arise. And by taking the logarithm of that magnitude spectrum and then putting it through a second Fourier transform, you can isolate those ripples. The result was kind of a spectrum of a spectrum, which they termed the cepstrum. Of course, inventing a new domain usually requires new terminology too. And their solution was interesting. They put it this way. Experience has made it clear that words that sound like other words, although strange at first sight, considerably reduce confusion on balance. These parallel or paraphrased words are made by the interchange of consonants. So the letters of spectrum were jumbled to create cepstrum. The frequency axis in their cepstrum plot became quiefrency, and they just kept going from there. The magnitude and phase turned into gamnitude and saf. Filtering became liftering, and when they were analyzing their data this way, they were alanizing. I think they got carried away a little bit, introducing 15 new anagrams into one paper. But as ridiculous as it looks, engineers didn't have to learn new operations or mathematics. The tools were already familiar. They were just being applied in a new domain, with names reminding you of where they came from.